everyone, and welcome to my gorgeous son, a show that I host with my gorgeous son, Andy Bush. And in every episode, we try and figure out a way to get his, I'm not going to say miserable, but struggling life back on track. And I'm his dad named Rollie Bush. How you doing today, Andy?
I'm actually good today.
You feeling good?
Yes.
You look all right.
Yeah, thanks. I'm feeling fine.
You got a haircut?
Got a haircut. It does wonders. Yeah.
That did wonders for the old self-esteem, huh?
Self-esteem. I feel quite nice. Yesterday was a very nice day. Walked around.
Oh, you had out a walk.
Yeah.
Who'd you see?
Who did I see? I went and checked out pianos, so I saw a very nice lady who showed me some pianos.
Oh, you saw some nice salespeople.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really talk to friends.
It's not a friend day.
No, it was a friend day. I did talk to people. I didn't go around and actually speak to anyone that I know. Yeah. But I did have some conversations because I just felt in a good mood. Usually I don't really talk to people, so.
Sure.
Yeah.
You felt all perked up.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yep.
Do you miss friends?
What do you mean, do I miss friends?
I know, well, you're living in Toronto now. You used to live in Halifax. You got all your friends back there. I know you.
Yeah.
I know you. I'm your dad.
Well, I know, Dad. I didn't really necessarily have friends in Halifax either.
What are you talking about? You had all those friends.
When you get older, the friends start to kind of go away.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Is it because they're getting married and stuff?
Yeah, they get married, they have kids.
You're the last one standing.
Yeah, I kind of missed the boat on that. Yeah.
Single man.
Single man, and it's not so bad. On days you get a nice haircut, you walk around, you talk to nice salespeople.
Yeah. Yeah, take that, friends who have families and careers. Andy's got a haircut and some nice casual conversations with complete strangers. That's nice.
Honestly, and if I had a wife and a kid, I wouldn't be able to go around testing pianos at Long and McQuaid.
Yeah, that's right. All your time would be taken up.
Yeah, taken up dealing with the children.
That's right.
And the wife.
The children. You said the wife and kid, but then you said the children.
Yeah.
Now we know how you feel about women. Showing your cards. One of the children, eh, Andy?
What do you mean?
Your wife would just be one of the children in your mind, eh, Andy?
Nope.
There's someone to take care of, eh? You little burgeoning sexist, eh? Andy's a men's rights activist now.
That's not true, Dad.
Yes, it is.
That is not true.
Yes, it is. I heard you practicing your speech in your room last night.
What did I say?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for having me. First things first, where's our International Day, men? There's a lot of that.
Where am I? Thanks for having me. What am I doing, stand-up?
I don't know. You're practicing a speech.
For whom?
To a men's rights group.
Oh, so they've invited me.
I heard you going over statistics about male custody. And, you were really, digging in. Yeah, Andy's become a creep now. You creep now, Andy?
I'm not a creep, Dad.
Sorry,
we went from having having a nice day, walking around in the sun, getting a haircut, to me being a men's rights activist.
I know.
How did it go there?
It's a slippery slope, ladies and gentlemen. But that's nice. Who cut your hair?
I went to the Republic of Hair.
Oh, you traveled all the way there, huh?
Yeah.
They got their own laws, or how'd you get there, by boat?
Yeah, I had my passport.
You need your passport, huh?
Yeah.
What the hell's the Republic of Hair?
The Republic of Hair is on Bloor and Spadina. It's a really nice place. A nice lady cut my hair. She's from Britain. She just moved here, so that was nice. I was a little nervous because she just moved here, and I wasn't sure if she had just taken up hair cutting once she got to Canada and kind of lied her way into the job.
What were you worried about?
I was just worried that she wasn't a professional.
What?
I was just worried she wasn't a professional. I was trying to quiz her on her previous experience.
You thought this was like an under the table, oh sure, I've cut hair before kind of gig?
Yeah, I thought she just used her kind of like she was. I mean, there's no way to check on that kind of stuff, right?
You are a man racked with neuroses. That is such a strange fear.
She's taking care of my hair. I get nervous about it. I just asked a couple questions about when she started or where she worked. In London, I don't know.
What's the worst case scenario in your mind if she's
a bad haircut and she lied. She got her way in and she is making money off.
She lied.
What is that? Is that me?
That's you being like Seinfeld, I think.
That's not.
I got a bad haircut. She lied. Kramer.
That's the shittiest Seinfeld episode I've ever heard.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one. George comes in. Well. She's a haircut liar. She's a haircut liar. She lies about haircuts.
She's a lie, Jerry. Yeah, that's George.
Yeah.
She lies.
She lies.
She lies, Jerry.
Jerry. She's a bad haircut
Who knew?
giver.
Who knew? I didn't know.
Then Elaine comes in. She goes like this. Well, she's a bad haircut giver. They all do the same thing.
Yeah, they all do this. They all do the same cadence for sure.
Kramer falls over himself trying to borrow shoelaces from Jerry's boots. Jerry, I want to work on a new breed of shoelace, et cetera, et cetera. We've all seen the show. Mm-hmm. Well, that's great, Andy. You're looking good. You're feeling fresh.
I'm feeling fantastic, Dad. Thank you.
Sorry I cast aspersions on your men's rights behavior. I want you to do what feels comfortable.
That's not true, ladies and gentlemen. I am not a men's rights activist.
Just to be clear, this is not a men's rights kind of show, right? I didn't really know what that's what I was getting into.
That cheery voice that you heard is our intern, Everardo. How are you, Everardo?
I'm great. I'm happy to be here. Happy to learn. Thanks for having me here, Mr. B.
Thank you for doing it. For those who aren't aware, I hired, quote unquote, with no money involved, Everardo from the Ryerson podcast program. Ryerson, come on by. We'll throw you in a class. Great motto for a great school.
Love that place. I'm in my 6th semester.
You're killing it, Everardo.
Still not sure why you brought him here, Dad.
Well, just kind of to help out and basically intern and learn the ropes from one of the greats, Mr. Bush.
Yeah, one of the future all-time greats in the podcast game.
Well, we're happy to have you.
And honestly, Everardo, you're already like, it's already so nice to have you as part of the family. It's great to have you around.
I love being here.
You're like the son I never had. Oh, and he's mad. He's steamed.
Yeah, it looks
the nicest thing anyone's ever said.
Can you tell by the expression on my face that I'm so hurt by
his
that?
His new haircut is flying off his head.
Yeah.
With anger. Everardo, what's your favorite haircut you've ever got?
My favorite haircut? I haven't had a good haircut in probably 2 years.
What are you talking about?
Now, I had an okay one last week. Your
hair is like beautiful.
Now, it kind of grew into this.
Rich
but when I
hair.
first got it was very short. I started going to this place. It's a cheap haircut place in Kensington Market here in Toronto. It's $10 for a haircut.
Shout out to the market. Shout out to my Jamaicans. Shout out to my fishmongers.
Yeah, okay.
Shout out to my very
cafes,
very smelly thrift store owners. Shout out to
hipsters.
Sure, Andy. Shout out to hipsters.
What do you mean, sure, Andy? Shout out to hipsters. They're everywhere.
Andy's got such a bone to pick with hipsters.
Shout out to gentrification.
Andy,
gentrification. We
sure,
can throw
Andy.
that out there.
Sure, take up the social justice stance now, Andy. Andy, describe a hipster in your experience. What is a hipster?
Someone who wears plaid and and talks
Listeners,
talks a lot about what?
Eating local sourced food and things like that.
Eating local sourced food.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying there's a lot of talk in the hipster world.
Is that really?
And they talk about vinyl. They go and get vinyl all the time.
They're always getting vinyl.
Vinyl sounds better than MP3s and whatever. I know.
Yeah, Andy hates that stuff. You hate all of that stuff, don't you?
I'm not the biggest fan. I lived in Kensington Market for 2 years, actually.
You did, huh?
I was the tip of the spear of the gentrification.
Yeah, but you had a bad experience just because you had a bad place. You also had a raccoon in there, didn't you, one time?
Well,
that's cute.
Because I fed squirrels because I was lonely. So I'd let squirrels come in and have them chat with me.
What the hell are you talking about?
You're feeding squirrels in your house?
Yes, well...
I can't tell what you're... Okay, but...
It's true. It's true.
Then I'm going to just slam you when it's all done.
Yeah,
you tell the whole story.
Listen.
Yeah.
My small room opened up to a 40 by 40 foot roof. It was gorgeous. I could see all of Toronto, but it was very hot, so I kept the door open because it was the summer, and sometimes a little squirrel would come around, and it was nice because I was on my computer and I was kind of lonely.
Sure.
So I started to put little peanuts on the door, like the windowsill and around the door, and then he'd come, he'd get closer and closer. So then he would just hang out, even when I wasn't feeding him.
Sounds like you're kind of like a Sleeping Beauty, kind of like playing with the woodland creatures situation.
You're like a Snow White sort of.
Snow White, Sleeping Beauty.
Because I went to one day I woke up.
They didn't help you dress in the morning?
No, there was no helping dressing. That's pretty funny. Like that one? Dad loves that one. Well, I'm not even going to finish it. I'm not finishing my story.
No, finish your story, you little baby.
I woke up in the morning, and there was a family of raccoons in my room, and my room is only, it was only like I don't know, 7 by 7 feet. So the bed was very close to the door. And they were rummaging around, eating my peanuts that I had saved up for the squirrel.
My peanuts.
Peanuts you had saved up for winter.
My peanuts.
So listen, I don't know if you've ever been that close.
What voice was that?
What? Listen.
Eating my peanuts.
What am I supposed to say?
What is that, some down-home way of talking about?
They were eating my peanuts. The peanuts that I had under my bed.
Yeah, I know the content.
Saved for the squirrel.
Saved for the squirrel.
You don't know that Lead Belly song, Eating My Peanuts?
Yeah, that's good. It's like Lead Belly. You old blues
You know
man.
Lead Belly?
I don't know.
He's like a blues man, I guess.
Oh, you can only get it on vinyl, Andy. Oh, he's
I
going to
guess
blow
he
his
would.
top.
I'm really not, because I'm not. I'm just slowly trying to finish this story that I thought was quite good.
I'm
And
sorry.
You
I'm
keep
sorry.
interrupting with
You're right.
my peanut. I mean, anyway.
You're the one who said my peanuts.
What? That was not. People listening at home did not stop as I was telling the story. Wait, what did he say?
No, they were like,
wait, what?
They were probably like this. I'll let him get a pass. I'll
They
give
did
him a
not.
pass on
they
that.
Didn't even notice.
But here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm like the Howard Stern of my own house. I don't give you a pass. I sniff a little down
Sorry,
home
sorry.
affectation. I'm coming for you.
I changed the Y to an A. I apologize.
Yeah,
so,
my peanuts.
was eating my peanuts.
I want to make a T-shirt that says "Took my peanuts."
Seriously, this is
Andy on a porch with a banjo.
You know, the story is done now. There was a family of raccoons in my room.
What were they doing?
They were eating the
My
peanuts
peanuts.
that I had saved.
They were eating my peanuts.
No, they were eating the peanuts I saved for the squirrel,
Uh-huh.
and it was a mother and two babies. And I tried to shoo her, but she gave me this look like, "Are we really doing this?"
Yeah.
And then I was so afraid, but also embarrassed that I was afraid of a raccoon. So I just decided that it was cute. And then I just kind of leaned on my bed and watched them as they rummaged through my room and ate everything they went through the garbage, and they ripped open some bags that I had. And
What the hell?
Yeah, I was stuck. I couldn't get them to go. I was like,
Or you just sat there watching?
what am I going to do? I'm not going to fucking fight this raccoon.
You didn't want to call animal control?
I had no phone around me. Like, I was cornered in my bed by a giant mother raccoon and their two babies.
And that's when you moved.
Oh, a mother raccoon,
Absolutely
eh?
not. It was a mother raccoon.
A female raccoon.
Yeah.
And that was the day Andy became a men's rights activist. Cornered in his own room by a female raccoon. Well, that's a nice story, Andy. It really does make you seem like a nice little, like a nice Disney character.
Yeah?
Like a Snow White type.
But like your sidekick.
Do you want to know what happened to the squirrel? It drowned in a bucket the next day.
No.
That's why it didn't come
Why are
around.
you saying this with a big grin on your face?
I just think it's kind of a fun little,
You think that's fun?
denouement.
That's a fun denouement.
Yeah, the squirrel was a coda. The squirrel was like,
What
I
a
came out
pitch
next
black
day,
genre you're working within.
and the squirrel was dead. It got caught in a paint bucket, and there was a little bit of water in there because of the rain, and then it was dead. So
This is like a Canadian film you're talking about. You're describing the fun denouement to a Canadian film.
I'm just trying to show you that I'm not a Disney character, man. Life is real.
Oh, Andy's life is real.
I was incredibly depressed after that. Like, I mean, the squirrel that I fed, I felt responsible because he was probably coming over to get some peanuts, and he tripped and fell in the bucket, couldn't get out,
Yeah.
and died.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Well, you're trying out a new emotion towards this story now. Now you're trying sadness or grievance or whatever. Before you were wearing a shit-eating grin. Oh, the squirrel died.
I'm smiling because I'm showing you
Yeah.
that it's not a Disney story.
Sure.
Oh my god.
Sure.
Yeah, whatever. I'm a psychopath. Fine.
Andy's a psycho.
Yeah, I
you heard it
laughed
here
and started
first.
jerking off. I was
No!
so excited.
Andy,
Yeah,
don't say that.
for sure.
Now, I always like to bring on a guest. There's someone who can inspire Andy, who can give him advice, who we can talk to and find out how they made it. And this episode is so exciting because we have the one and only Neil deGrasse Tyson of science fame here in the kitchen. Come on in, Neil. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Neil
Thank you. Thank you so much. Can you hear me? Can I be heard?
Yes, Neil, I think you're coming through loud and clear. How's he doing, Stefan?
How can that be, you ask? Because someone named Michael Faraday lived an electric life, and he willed the electron to do our bidding. Hello, thanks for having me.
Wow,
Thank
that
you
was
so much.
right out of the gate. He
Wow,
came out
that's right
Thank you so
swinging.
much for having me.
How did you get Neil deGrasse Tyson?
I honestly went on Twitter and I asked if he'd swing by, and He said, yeah.
Absolutely. Look, I always relish an opportunity to get on a jet aircraft.
And why's that, Neil?
It's the marvel of the modern age that we get to sit in a tube in the sky generated by lift with wings. So rudimentary, yet so complex. And here I am with you today.
Oh, my God. You are incredibly Neil deGrasse Tyson. You
Actually,
Yeah, that's amazing.
can I interrupt? I have a bit of a question about airplanes.
Please.
Oh, yeah, sure. Take it where you
How
want
come everyone always orders tomato juice on an airplane?
Oh my
I've never seen anyone.
this, Seinfeld?
I've never seen anyone else
doing?
have a tomato juice
Andy,
on Earth.
Andy, let Everardo do his thing. He's learning.
I just was on a plane recently.
Oh my God.
And I noticed everyone is ordering tomato
Now,
juice.
Everardo-
And what is it? Maybe it's something in the air pressure that makes it taste good.
In addition to being an intern on our podcast, you are a burgeoning stand-up comedian on the local open mic scene.
Yeah, I'm gonna try
I
this.
feel like
later
you're
tonight,
testing material, but I'm okay with that. Neil,
What is the deal with tomato juice?
yeah, what's
though?
to use Everardo's famous cadence and quote, what is the deal?
What is the deal? Okay, well,
With,
let me just say that I am an expert in physics and things like this, so I don't actually have a scientific explanation. I do have an economical one. Economical? I believe, have you ever flown business?
No.
That's the reason. Drinks and food that are served in economy or coach are less palatable. Tomato juice is actually good across the classes. This is why in first class or business they serve champagne and sometimes rare animals.
Wow.
Tomato juice is the best that's available in coach or economy.
Okay.
So rich people drink all the.
Whereas orange
other
juice,
stuff.
I mean, look, I've seen them make it in the airport. It's not.
They
it's
make
not
the
good.
orange juice in the
They
airport.
make
You've
the
seen
orange
this?
juice. I've seen this. Well, they let me behind the scenes of a lot of things so I can study them.
Really? You get a lot of like exclusive access to
That's
to
right.
other places.
That's right.
And you found this orange juice making process rather gross.
And it's not even just orange juice. It's milk. Chocolate milk especially.
Wait, you're saying they make milk in the airport, Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Well, maybe not at the airport, but at a facility where they dispense it to airlines. And let me just say, Andrew,
Yes.
I'm very floored with the story of how you came to have these raccoons in your apartment. You say you saved the nuts for the squirrels. You understand that squirrels already do this.
Yeah, I know, but
Well spotted, Neil.
it's very true.
What are you doing? That's like washing your car when it is raining.
The issue is the squirrel would come to my place because I would have the nuts. If I didn't have the nuts, the squirrel would, get them elsewhere, like in nature. But,
That's right.
yeah.
The way nature intended.
I absolutely agree.
From
and
the lowliest tardigrade all the way up to the mightiest tardigrade.
So, Neil, using your scientific expertise, would you say that the end result of this squirrel ending up drowned in the bucket is Andy's fault?
Absolutely. Also, you should have had... I see your phone sitting here. In the story, you said you did not have a phone. Did this story take place at the turn of the century?
Oh, Neil's coming out swinging.
Neil, the thing is, I didn't have the phone with me. I didn't sleep with my phone. I don't like sleeping with my phone.
Don't get defensive. I'm here to help.
But I'm saying, well, actually, I have a question about this. Sleeping with your phone.
Oh.
I mean, doesn't that kind of like the energy waves and whatnot hitting your brain? Like, I mean, I like to keep it far away from me when I'm in bed.
A few feet or meters will do. Mm-hmm.
And exactly.
And furthermore, I sleep with my wife.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I don't sleep with my phone. I sleep with my wife.
Well, exactly. And I didn't sleep. I didn't.
Must be nice.
Neil, I think we might have some available spots on the local open mic scene if you're looking to crack that.
It's
Yeah,
the
if you wanna
truth. It's
grind
just the
with me,
truth.
Well,
When
Neil's
Andy-
known for
comedy.
his wit. He's very, very funny.
Truth and comedy.
Yeah.
Let me just say.
When Andy says a phrase like energy waves coming from his phone at night, do you accept this term, energy waves?
I suppose that's how a layman would approach it. This is just mere radiation sent off by your phone to collect other forms of radiation from a cell tower or a Wi-Fi device. If we wore special glasses, we'd be able to see this light.
Really?
Yes.
So you'd
It's
be able to
light.
see- yeah.
What kind of special glasses?
Infrared or anything that could see the electromagnetic spectrum on both ends of the visible spectrum.
What's Bluetooth? What's the what energy is that?
Well, I have a sweet tooth, so...
Wow, so many. He's got another one.
Oh, he's cramming Werther's originals just as to tag that joke. It's a visual bit, but he's cramming them.
Still works.
All these zingers.
Hey, Neil,
Thanks for having me, by the way. Thank you very much for having me. It's great
you're
to be
very
here.
welcome.
Toronto, I love Toronto. Love it.
Is this your first time here? You've been here before?
I've been here before. I actually did the original measuring of the CN Tower. I gave that figure.
You did?
I gave the original figure of the measure. I did it all by myself. That's how they...
You must have been so young.
I was a young man, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why did they need you to? They needed an independent party.
Well, you know, Carl Sagan was busy at the time, and he was a mentor of mine. And they wanted Carl Sagan to do it, but then they said, we'll get the second best guy. Of course, Carl Sagan at the time was doing Cosmos, the original Cosmos.
So how old would you have been when you did this?
Well, I like to think that I'm ageless, just like the sun and the stars and the planet beneath our feet, which is
so
all
outside of what
stuff.
you like to believe, what's the truth?
I'd say that I'm in my 50s somewhere.
You say
you just
somewhere.
And also,
a man renowned for scientific accuracy refuses to pinpoint the date of his own birth.
Because it's immaterial. We can only guess at the age of the planet, some 4.5 billion years.
Yeah, but we cannot only guess at the age of our actual selves. We have birth certificates.
This is true, but 50 or 100 years means nothing against the eons of Father Time.
It does in terms of if you were 100 years old, you'd be probably dead.
There are plenty of people who live beyond 100.
Yeah,
believe
like
me.
a small fraction, Neil.
Excuse me. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Oh my God, you just rolled up your sleeves for a second. I got the eye of the Neil.
Just here to help your son. Thanks for having me.
Well, you know what? Let's get right into it. Sure. You are such an inspiring figure in your field. Andy is, he's a director. He's done comedy. He's written. He's edited. And yet he's at a place in his life, career-wise and life-wise, where he's struggling a bit. And he's he's getting a little bit long in the tooth.
This is the part that I don't like. I'm not necessarily struggling. It's nice to be home with my father. He's getting long in the tooth, as they say. He's not
said
gonna
that
be
a second ago, as they say.
What? Did you say that?
I said it about you.
I just kind of picked it up. We kind of like talk the same because we're
We
related.
talk the same. You copy me. We talk the same.
So, as they say, he's not going to be around for a long time. So I just wanted to be close to him. It has nothing to do with my career necessarily.
So, all right. So, in terms of Andy's not at a crisis, Neil, what would you say to someone whose maybe career has stalled out? What did you do in your situation? Did you ever have a point where you were like, this isn't working the way I thought, and you had to do something about that?
Absolutely. Look, I'm currently director of research at the Hayden Planetarium in New York City, and I wasn't always that. I had to persevere and really dig deep and figure out what passions lay inside my, if you want to call it DNA, and, set those ablaze and set out on my path. What speaks to you, Andrew? You're a director, yes?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Well, let me see. I don't really know that much about films. I just know that I love that Superman movie. I love those. Can you do something like that?
Do a Superman movie?
Yeah, why not?
You're saying direct like a superhero movie, Neil?
Yeah, but specifically Superman, because the physics in Superman, here we have a being born on a planet orbiting a red star. The red star of Krypton gave him his radiation, which then, when he came to the yellow star of Earth, allowed him to defy gravity and
yellow
shoot
star of
lasers
Earth.
out. That's right,
Well,
the yellow star of Earth, a
technically,
main sequence star.
The star is white, right?
It's technically white, but the yellow, it comes through our atmosphere.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
See, there's something there.
Maybe Andy could be a scientist.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can incorporate some of what I know into your motion pictures or television series.
Well, the thing is, Neil,
and make them more palatable to someone like me.
Well, it sounds fascinating, but something like a superhero movie costs immense amounts of money, and I just don't have that, so I don't really know. Okay. Not to be negative, I just
You're asking me to produce. I'll executive produce.
Well,
oh my God!
Wow.
Is my son going to direct a movie produced by Neil deGrasse Tyson?
It's an
Neil,
exclusive.
What movie would you want to make? What movie would this be?
Let me see here. I've always wanted a movie about the impending doom of the oceans rising because of climate change and the runaway greenhouse effect.
I feel like they've done that.
Are we talking about The Day After Tomorrow, Neil?
Oh. Okay, well, maybe there's no extreme weather, and we just see the aftermath where it's just water everywhere.
Oh, like a water world.
yeah.
Oh.
Talk about the movie Water World with Kevin Costner.
This has been made, you're saying?
Both of these films have been made. Yes, Neil.
Oh. Well, let me just say that it's part of my waking nightmare every day that our Earth will one day undergo these changes. You're saying filmmakers have already tackled these issues, and yet we still don't reverse the CO2 emissions?
Oh, I guess not. No, I mean,
heavy
it's
stuff.
a little more sensational though. These movies, so
That's right. The day after tomorrow, didn't the ultimate enemy end up being like wolves?
Yeah, I think it was something ridiculous.
Wasn't it like
ice wolves or something?
Yeah, they were like, the weather's bad, and then probably some executive was like, yeah, but is there any way we could make the weather a bit more concrete, make the threat more concrete? And they're like, I don't know, what if it was like wolves, like powerful wolves?
Well, let me ask you something, Andrew. What fascinates you about our natural environment, the stars, the sky, the oceans, and the rivers and the lakes and some such?
Yes, everything.
Don't forget grass.
Picks one of those things?
Yeah.
Or you
What
just
fascinates you? I want to
Just
explore.
as a sidebar, I really love how Neil is so precise sometimes that he just really allows himself to sort of fall apart at the end of his sentences. What fascinates you, Andy?
About the physical
What?
world.
You mean about the physical world?
Let's get you inspired for your next movie.
This is
well,
it.
that's the thing, I guess. The real issue is that I don't feel inspired. I feel very
Let's get you
cynical.
inspired,
about,
like Neil
about
said.
like, everything in life and all of that. I feel like it's all been done before.
But what
So,
about this natural world stuff, Andy? What's your favorite part of the natural world?
Well, I mean, I guess I really enjoy, the stars, I guess. The ocean. That's something I really enjoy.
Well, then I invite
the
you
ocean.
to. I invite you to, on a daily basis, step into your very own ship of the imagination, and make sure to pack a lunch of the imagination, and snowshoes of the imagination.
What the hell is
why
going on?
snowshoes?
I'm starting to regret asking Neil deGrasse Tyson.
See
to
why
do
he
this.
was so readily available for this now.
This is-
Well, no, there's a point to all of this.
I'm actually realizing that the Neil deGrasse Tyson I wrote spelled his name Neal. I don't know if this is the same guy.
Well, look, it's like a Santa Claus thing. We work together to read so many
Wait, so there's a
letters
bunch
from
of-
children.
Wait,
So
are
you
you
killed-
admitting that you're not the real Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Now, you
And,
have to
and
promise.
what is your interpretation of Santa Claus? Those are two questions that I need answers to.
I'll answer the first by saying I'll plead the fifth.
All right, that's,
And I'll answer the
that's an
second.
admission of guilt.
Got it.
And I'll answer the second.
So easy to say I am the real one.
I'll answer the second by
I'll
saying
plead the fifth. I'm not Neil deGrasse Tyson, and you can't know my real age. Okay, yeah, tell me the second one.
Yeah, what's the second one about Santa Claus?
Santa Claus, the way it works is we see him in malls all across America and indeed Canada.
You're a crazy person who's pretending to be a scientist.
Yeah, also, it's very clear that you're
This
not
is
in
a
your
great
50s.
theory. This is a terrific theory
like
that is
30
abided
years
by
old.
children the North America over. That all of those mall Santas answer to a super Santa.
This is not true.
This
Neil.
is the truth.
There's no
your
Santa.
children and your children's children, as they will for 8 eons until the sun explodes in 5 billion years, will write to their local Santas, who then report to a super unseen Santa.
Neil.
Wow.
Your parents gave you your gifts at Christmas when you were growing up. I'm telling you this. There was no Santa. Do you remember going to see a mall Santa?
Absolutely.
This is a man who gets hired for a couple months a year, maybe a month, to pretend to be Santa. It's a costume and a fake beard.
Just because the sun goes away at night doesn't mean it ceases to exist.
No, this is sort of the opposite of that. This is just because a man dresses up like Santa doesn't mean that Santa exists. There's no Santa, Neil.
So you're saying that we're both right.
I'm saying absolutely I'm right, and you're completely wrong.
You know, I like a glass of wine sometimes. Ask me what my favorites are.
All right,
What are your favorite wines?
Red. Oh, red. A nice red wine.
what a vague response.
What do you mean? Does that have to do with Santa?
Sounds like you're trying to get out of
Classic
this
deflection.
Santa.
Classic deflection. And it's something I learned. that
You're
the
calling yourself out on deflecting. You're not
Showing
even.
your hand.
You're not even letting it work.
Let me just say that is this pick on Neil deGrasse Tyson Day?
No, I think
but
this
you're
is.
not the real Neil deGrasse Tyson anyway.
Yeah, I think this is
I
wish
have
we
agency.
actually had Neil deGrasse Tyson Day. Oh yeah, I should have looked closer into this Neil's tweets. I think this is some sort of parody / super fan account. I think red wine's the best wine. That's the top pinned tweet.
That's right.
And
it proves
Hardly has
that
anything.
I am the real article.
oh, and almost every other tweet just says, "I wish I was the real Neil deGrasse Tyson."
Hey, just because I say that doesn't make it untrue that I am not.
looking
But
back, that
I
is a
gotta be
dead
honest, some of the
giveaway.
things he's saying kind of make sense, though, to me. So, I mean...
Are you persuaded?
Well,
By
I'm not
what?
persuaded, but I'm just saying,
Thank you,
it's,
Andrew.
I'm
Thank
just
you,
saying
Andrew. We're
he's
here with a common spirit and goal to help you in your...
Well, he said, maybe I need to pick what I'm trying. I think what the fake or whatever Neil deGrasse Tyson is trying to say is I need to find something to focus on. I can't just sort of be so vague in life. I should choose something and find a passion in it. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's right, exactly.
What an incredible takeaway.
And it's exactly what I was trying to impart. Physicist Hertzsprung and Russell devised a scheme to chart the stars in our sky. So too should you dig deep and enunciate every word properly, but also find something inside of you that you can put out into the world that others will look at for years, maybe eons to come.
That's a really tall order, man.
Yeah.
Well, we've been doing it for eons. Look at Galileo Galilei.
What about him?
Discoverer of the 4 moons of Jupiter. There are more now, but they are visible to the naked eye.
Okay.
I haven't understood one thing this guy said this whole time.
I feel like he's really been mixing fact and fiction in a way that is hard to suss out.
Well, it's a good thing this is being recorded.
Yeah.
That is true, though. He did discover the 4 moons of Jupiter.
Galileo did?
Yes, he did.
The Galilean moons, some 400 years ago.
Huh.
It's true.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, we
Can't
can
argue
check
that.
it, obviously, but yeah.
Well, I think we've learned a valuable lesson, which is even when you set out to hire the real Neil deGrasse Tyson and fail, sometimes from the mouths of imposters comes important truths.
And you'll never know who I really am. I mean, what I meant to say was the telescope is such a great invention.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, that's what you meant to say.
We'll never
And since we're living in a cartoon, we'll never be able to latch onto the first half of that aborted sentence. So your secret's safe, I guess.
Well, I gotta be honest. I'm just saying, like, this hasn't been so bad, you know?
I feel pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like this was actually kind of a helpful thing. I expected it to be a big waste of my time, but maybe it's the haircut. I don't know, but I feel better than I did when we started this podcast.
Oh, that's nice.
Excellent. Great.
So thank you, fake Neil deGrasse Tyson.
You're very welcome.
I'm amazed that you actually paid. You didn't pay for the ticket, did you? Did you pay for the plane ticket?
No, and I should have tracked that as something a little bit suspicious, which was him saying, I'll be there in 2 hours. I don't think he lives outside of Toronto.
I'm pretty sure I've seen this guy rambling outside of Dundas Square.
No.
outside
I
of
don't know
H&M.
anything about Dundas Square. I don't know that H&M, but I do know that they do have supersonic planes. And maybe I got on one of those. Who knows?
Yeah,
Maybe
man. No,
you
I think
did.
I have.
Who knows?
I mean, the
Maybe
tomato
you did.
juice story makes a lot more sense now. The fact that just made abs did not
The
Yeah.
what?
track
Excuse
at all.
me?
That's right.
Yeah. Well, but he was right about the Galileo thing.
Well, at least we don't have to worry about him getting home. Or actually, we have to worry about that so much more. Speaking of science and space, did you know that I used to work for NASA, Andy?
You worked for NASA.
In a songwriter capacity. I wrote their jingle. I
didn't know NASA had a jingle.
NASA briefly experimented with the idea of having a jingle because they were trying to promote themselves a bit more, against the Ruskies. So they wanted to, big it up, big it all up.
So the jingle race. That was a thing. There was
That
a
was
space race, and then there was the jingle race.
The great jingle race during the Cold War,
Yeah.
which Kennedy encouraged. He would always say, I want a jingle that these Ruskies won't know what to do with themselves about.
And he's had a Canadian accent.
Oh, yeah, hey, come on, I'm John F. K., and these are my brothers, and we're all going to die soon, I bet, or in one way or another.
jeez.
I hope not, though, but, it's something I'm saying it, so maybe it'll come true. That's, everyone quotes.
That's the famous John F. Kennedy quote.
That's honestly does not get enough attention as something he said in public during a press conference.
Yeah. It's funny that those clips, that's not the clip that comes out a lot. I mean, I've never seen that clip.
I know, because it got buried because it was during the Bay of Pigs deal. So it was like everyone was so worried about the Russians and the Bay of Pigs and the missiles and like World War III or whatever starting. But yeah, he just laid that in there, and everyone was like, "We're gonna come back to that, but we got to focus on this." But we're definitely gonna come back to that, and then they all forgot it. It's pre-internet. So.
What's the jingle, Dad?
So I wrote a jingle for NASA. I actually wrote a few.
Okay.
And they toyed with the idea. So the first one was I'll never forget it. It was the year of the moon landing was, as we all know, 1969. It was the summer of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so this is one that I wrote in 1968.
Oh, okay.
As a young boy, as a teen boy. I wrote a jingle for NASA, and it went like this. It went, hey there, Rooskies, come and get it. You can't compete with our boys at NASA. We're gonna get to the moon. Yep, we're gonna get up there soon. Da-da-da, I hope that it's made of cheese. Oh, please, I love cheese. So sort of, this is at a time when... NASA was sponsored by Armstrong Cheddar Cheese.
They had a sponsor.
NASA was poorly funded, so they had briefly brought in a cheese sponsor. So they asked me to write
But
a jingle.
they knew it wasn't made of cheese, obviously, at the time.
Nobody had landed on the moon yet. No one was sure.
They knew it wasn't made of cheese.
No one was sure.
No one was sure.
No one was 100% sure yet.
They thought, well, maybe, even though... So there were some people, scientists, who thought perhaps... it could be cheese. Something that is made by humans.
Everyone was like, we are 99% sure it's not made of cheese, but we've never been. That was like the
Even
NASA.
though cheese is not a naturally forming thing.
That was the company line at the time. They were like, everyone was like, is it made of cheese? And the scientists would be like, no. And they'd be like, are you sure? And the scientists would go, okay, we're like mostly sure it's not made of cheese.
What was the next one, Dad? What was the next one?
So then they lost their cheese sponsor.
Yeah.
So then I had to write them a new jingle. This was only a few months before the moon landing happened.
Okay.
Early 1960s.
How did they lose their cheese sponsor?
Armstrong pulled out.
Okay.
So,
was it because the scientists finally actually said, look, it's definitely not made of cheese?
No, but they made a statement where they were like, Armstrong wanted them to say we're 50% sure it's not made of cheese, but it might be. And NASA refused to go that far. They're like, we can take it down to 98, but that's as low as we're willing to go. And then Armstrong got furious and they pulled out. So I wrote a second jingle, and NASA had to rebrand a little bit, and it was, my least favorite color is red, and I hope all those communists end up dead. But another thing that I hope for is getting up to the moon, and I hope I can get there soon. And I'm fairly certain it's not made of cheese, but who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? It might be made of cheese. It might be.
Wait a second. Wait, I thought Armstrong had already pulled out by this point.
This was when they were trying to woo Armstrong back.
Okay.
They were rebranding as a company that desperately needed a sponsor. And Armstrong was still the most willing participant. They were just upset.
All right.
You want to hear the third jingle?
Yeah, please. Tell me the third one.
The third one was
Does it have to do with cheese?
Guaranteed no.
Guaranteed no. You're guarantaying me it's not. It's not that thing where you say no and then at the end you do cheese.
This was a celebratory jingle after NASA after they landed on the moon.
Got it.
And they had delivered a message to the world. It was one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. And then his mic sort of cuts out. But what you can hear if you hear the footage really closely, he goes, and just so everyone knows, it's not cheese. It's like a rock. It's just like a rock.
Yeah, okay.
It's what we all assumed, but this verifies it. And anyway, so that news was out, and then NASA just wanted sort of a celebratory jingle to say we got there first. So I wrote that, and it went, oh my goodness, would you look at that? We're on the moon, we're the coolest cats, and the Russians aren't here because they got too busy failing to do what we do. Ooh, those Russians don't know the half of it. We've been good at this forever. The Russians are only good at one thing, sucking my dick.
Okay.
Hey there, put your big red lips around my NASA dick. I'm from NASA and I'm on the moon, and here's a spoon. You can put that in your mouth and suck my dick. And did I say spoon? 'Cause I'm a dick. It's my big old wonky donkey runky monkey Neil Armstrongy monkey junky donkey buzz all drinksky pinksky linksky. Suck it good. Suck it good.
That was wonderful. They paid you for that. They paid you. Was that just spec? Did you?
That one I submitted on spec.
Yeah, I figured that.
And NASA informed me that they would not be using it.
Yeah.
But I did submit it to the Armstrong Cheese Company, and they paid me $100 so they could play it at their company Christmas party. So something we like to do is give our wonderful intern, Everardo, a shot at, being a voice on the airwaves himself as part of the internship program. So every episode, we like to give Everardo here a little chance to, to play a little game or run a little exercise or whatever you want to do. So, Ev, take it away.
Yeah. All right. So this is a game. I thought it could maybe help you, Andy, in your career. It's called What's That About? And basically, we'll find a show or movie that you haven't seen, and we'll get you to guess about what it's about and make up a plot.
Okay.
I think this would help because you're trying to get into more work in the film industry.
I understand. This is a creative exercise.
Yeah, so
It's a
you got to
creative
know
exercise.
what's out there. What are people talking about?
Are we all playing? Are all of us playing?
We could all play. I mean, sure.
Great.
Yes. I see. So it's not so much a creative exercise. It's like we're testing Andy's knowledge of his chosen field.
Yeah. So
I
say Andy, you go into a meeting with someone, like a producer, agent, whatever.
Sure.
You have small talk, probably talking about what are the movies, what are the shows everyone's talking about right now.
Yeah.
This is something.
That's how all the meetings go.
Yeah. That's something I saw in a YouTube comment. And
Okay.
it's probably true. So.
Okay.
Anyway,
let's do it, Ev.
We'll try to find something that you haven't seen.
Okay.
Do you know the show This Is Us?
Do you know that show,
I
Andy?
know the show, but I've never seen it.
Okay.
Oh, perfect example. Perfect.
So, so what would you think This Is Us is about?
I assume that it's a sort of a cross-section of America and sort of a very touching and funny and heartfelt story about different cultures coming together and intertwining, and I think it's serialized. I'm not sure.
What a vague response that I admire.
Honestly, I'm impressed. That could be any show or movie.
A cross-section of America coming together, and it's touching and funny.
Well, all I'm saying is when you're in these meetings, the more vague you are, the better.
That's true.
Yeah, it's very
That's
good.
true.
If you want to pitch broad, and they love it.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, what do you think This Is Us is about? Have you seen it?
I do. I haven't seen it, but I have heard of it, and I only assume that it's about a group of astrophysicists who decide
taking a huge risk.
It's an incumbent
huge swing on this
it's
one.
incumbent on them to figure out the future of the savior of our species, and together they say, you know what, this is us.
Yeah,
It's on us to figure
I feel like
it
you
out.
you maybe don't know the difference between a show and a movie.
Excuse me?
Because like a movie, maybe that could be like a single plot. You're saying that would be like the plot of every episode of this show?
Why not?
Every episode,
They
astrophysicists
discover
come
that
together.
This is us. They're like it's the
wait a
same
minute.
thing.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, this is us.
Yeah,
Every episode,
episode,
astrophysicists have to solve a new problem to save the world. And at the climax, each episode, they come together and say, you know what? This is us.
Well,
and it writes itself.
We've been working
and
at
it's
cross
written
purposes
itself.
this entire 22 minutes.
It's
but-
one of those TV shows where like you know the ending, but you're just excited to watch how they get there.
Right.
Yeah.
This is us.
the
What do I
cosmos.
think This Is Us
do you
is
think
about?
This Is
I've never
Us?
seen it either. I would say that it's a show about... every time I hear This Is Us, I assume that every episode is about someone with cancer and the family's just like getting through it.
Yeah, I've never seen it
I think
either.
there's tragedy in it. It's a very
I
it's a
think
tragic. People
it-
talk about how much they cry
What's
when
the
they watch
nature
it.
of the tragedy? The sun blowing up?
I do know
That is
actually.
the ultimate
Yes,
tragedy.
all of us.
Yes, fake Neil deGrasse Tyson. Every episode, the sun blows up.
I do know that there was
People have a good cry.
There was
we
a guy,
haven't
there's a
seen
guy
it.
that
It
died, and we don't know how he died, and it's a
sun
flashback.
exploding.
There's no sun
From a
exploding,
solar
Neil.
flare that
That
hit only
happens,
him.
and this is
You
us.
know what? Yeah, there's a death, and then there was a whole thing like, how did he die? I'm not sure. And then for some reason, like the Super Bowl was a part of it too.
That's
Everyone's
nice.
like, oh man, I can't wait to find out how he died. I think it was. I don't know. I didn't. I
It
was
did
just,
play after the Super Bowl.
yeah, everyone was so more excited about the guy. Like,
And that was a
funny
part of
guy.
Justin Timberlake's performance, where
Yeah,
like, he
he-
had that one
he
famous
spoils
lyric
it.
where
Yeah.
he goes like, "And if you don't want to know what happens in This Is Us, turn off your TV for a second."
Yeah.
And then
spoils it.
You mute it or you turn it off.
It was
and then-
cancer.
Yeah, it was cancer the whole time. Why do I think Justin Timberlake is a rapper?
Yeah, a rapper from the '80s, like
It was
early
cancer
'80s.
the whole time.
Now that you
Skibbity
mention-
bop, bop, I'm Justin T.
Skibbity bop pop.
Skibbity bop bop, I'm Justin T. Hanging out with NSYNC and NSYNC with me.
Pop.
Pop. Don't forget we make the tunes.
How many are there of these ever?
We could just keep going forever.
All right.
Or
Well,
else-
how about one more?
Okay.
I like
These
that.
we'll do 3 more.
3 more.
But they're all like one.
a total of
They-
4.
This is a quick one.
Rule
okay.
of fours. Rule of
Within the
fours.
last year, there was 3 movies with very similar names.
Yeah.
So I wanted you to decipher what each one is about. The 3 movies are Logan,
Yeah.
Lucky, and Lucky Logan.
Logan,
I think they
Logan,
all
Lucky.
came out last year.
Logan, Lucky.
Logan, Lucky, and Lucky Logan. is one.
I thought the third one was Logan Lucky.
Oh, Logan Lucky? Yeah.
Logan Lucky.
It could be.
And Lucky.
Something like that.
I know. I've never heard of Lucky. Okay, Andy, what were those 3 movies about? Super quick.
I've seen Logan, so Logan's
Okay.
about.
Well, that's an easy one.
Yeah, Logan is about Wolverine. It's a dark tale about the the future of superheroes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've seen. I know that.
That one's
True.
fun because it's just like a normal superhero movie, but every time he like stubs his toe, he goes, "Fuck! I stubbed my toe." You know, like he just says,
That's
"Fuck."
exactly it. Yeah.
You know,
and then
they're-
he slices people open, and you see their guts pour out.
Like here's a normal superhero movie. They're like, "We're gonna kill you, Logan," and he goes like, "No, you're not. I'm gonna kill you." Schling. You know, that's like a normal superhero
Yeah,
movie.
sure.
But then in this one, everyone went gaga because he was like, "We're gonna kill you, Logan," and he's like, "No, you're not. I'm gonna kill you, fucking now." You know what I mean? he would
That's
just say
not
fuck.
true at
He would just say
all.
fuck a bunch.
Oh, my
That's
God.
all he did.
That's
He was
not
like,
all
he
he
was
did.
like, "No, no, 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 no. Oh my
No.
fucking car won't start." No, 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 no. And he goes, "Hey guys."
Dealt with adult themes for once.
Yeah,
you know,
like how to
aging
slide.
and like what it's like to like.
Oh yeah, I love that scene when
What's like
Logan
an
looks
old
into the bathroom
Wolverine?
mirror and he's like, "Oh, I'm getting so fucking old."
That's not what happened. And there actually was, for once, you could actually use his claws in
Yeah.
a real way, like stabbing through people's heads and stuff.
And he's like, "Hey, shut up or I'll stab you through the fucking head, man, you dick.
Yeah.
You fucking dick." And then the cops the whole time are like, "Hey, watch your language, Logan." And then Logan goes, "What? This language?" And then he only raises his middle claw.
Yeah.
Just the one claw
I remember
in the
that
middle.
scene. It was my favorite one. What's the next one? Lucky?
Lucky?
What's
I've
Lucky
never
about,
seen this
Andy?
one.
I don't know what Lucky's about. I'm assuming it's sort of about a sort of maybe a plucky coming of age teen tale about a girl taking no gruff.
No gruff.
No guff. No guff.
Honestly, that's a good guess,
No, go.
but it's way off.
It's way off.
It's way
Oh,
off,
wait, no,
but
no,
weirdly
I think
close.
I think I
if
know
you
what it is.
I mean.
Lucky is like, isn't it kind of a caper movie?
Honestly, I've never seen it.
All right.
So,
Was it-
but I have
was
a
it
Caper? It's not a
synopsis here.
caper. I think you're thinking of Logan Lucky now.
All right.
I think
fuck.
Lucky was
Right.
about a
This is
young.
hard.
I think Lucky was about a young girl, like you said, who's plucky, don't take no guff, and she's always saying "fuck."
That's
like
that's
a big
it.
thing.
And she has
Like,
claws for some reason.
She goes
too.
to the school and they're like, "Hey man, we're gonna bully you," and she goes, "You're not gonna bully me, fucking ever." She looks in the mirror and she goes, "Fuck, I'm young."
All right, fine.
Okay, what's the third one? Logan Lucky. What's that one about, Andy?
I think it's probably, I don't know, sounds like it's about 2 brothers who pull a heist in NASCAR, something like that.
In NASCAR.
Honestly,
NASCAR?
I think
Right,
that's
right.
sort
That's a fun
of
guess.
close.
Right.
What's this movie called? Lucky Logan?
Logan Lucky.
It's about 2
Right.
brothers who pull off a heist during a NASCAR race in North Carolina. I think that's what it's, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole
The Steven Soderbergh.
It's,
He's a friend. He's a friend. He's a friend.
That actually is what it's about.
Well, I just opened up.
It's
I
NASCAR.
literally read it.
You cheated.
I so cheated.
Why would you cheat?
I don't know. Rule of 3s.
Well, to be fair,
on the third
Lucky is
time-
about an
The
old
third one,
man.
change it up. What is Lucky about? I'm really curious.
An
A
old
90-year-old atheist has outlived and outsmoked his contemporaries.
That honestly
Oh,
sounds
yes.
like the plot of Logan. That's the
I know,
plot of
you're
Logan.
right. I
Never-
remember that. Oh, fuck, I wanted to see it too.
He just
Yes, because it's Harry Dean Stanton.
Final
he's-
film.
It's his last movie.
yeah. There's that shot in the trailer where he's looking in the mirror and he's like, "Fuck,
Yeah, that one.
so
yeah.
old. I've
And then he's
outlived
like,
all.
I can't get my claws out.
I've outlived all my fucking contemporaries. I'm Harry Dean."
Anyway, so I feel like
Harry
now you're
Dean.
ready for any meeting.
Yeah,
Any
that's
small
great.
talk, industry talk.
Honestly, that
You know
was
what?
great.
You know what the best thing is about Harry Dean Stanton is that his first two names could be like just a guy named Stanton who's a Harry college dean. You know what I mean?
It's funny when I
Like
went to the University
Dean
of
Stanton. He's a hairy one.
That's right. All of my professors were quite hairy. Even a lot of the women.
Do you think hair denotes intelligence?
What are you doing here?
I don't know what to say.
What school did you go to, Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Well, for that you'd have to visit the World Wide Web and all of its wonders.
No, I'm asking you as someone who's supposed to know his own backstory.
You know, it's interesting. Logan, I did see that.
Yeah, okay.
And I didn't see Logan Lucky, and until you just read the IMDb, I just thought it was another take on Logan where all the things that happen, he's very lucky in it.
Oh, so
It's a
there's
version
just
of the
no
movie.
tension.
There's no tension.
No plot.
So Patrick Stewart doesn't die, and that second duplicate of him he kills right away.
You've just ruined the movie for people who haven't seen it.
Yeah,
This
you
is an
ruined Logan.
Oscar-nominated
You know what
movie.
ruined Logan? The script and acting and directing of
Holy
Logan.
shit, Dad. Are
Here's
you
my
kidding?
impression of Logan. A fucking Superman guy taking a shit into his toilet, and then the turd before he gets flushed says,
Says fuck. Yeah, exactly.
Fuck,
Doesn't it? Oh,
you're
yeah.
fucking flushing me, dude.
Yeah. Dude, what dude?
You're flushing me all the way down, dude.
I can't believe you don't like Logan.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. All right.
Someone swimming in the ocean afterwards, they say, "Oh, is that a fucking turd?" Logan's shit, and everyone's shit. You're all shit. Neil deGrasse Tyson is the only real one among us, and he's a fraud. So what
Bless
does
your
that
heart.
tell you?
Bless your heart. Thank you so much.
It's like a plot of a Don DeLillo novel. I stand by it.
Oh.
The dentist thing to say. I stand by it.
Postmodernism.
Very, very, very.
Postmodern. It's true, wasn't it? Wasn't he like sort of the...
I think so. Yeah,
He was in there.
I think
Yeah.
Well, Neil, it's been such a delight having you.
Thank you so much.
Any last thoughts you want to impart? Anything you want to promote?
Everyone go to Netflix and watch Cosmos, where I am the narrator, and I'm in it as well, on the ship of the imagination, where I take you from here to infinity, basically.
And is there anything you want to promote from your real life where you aren't pretending to be this more successful man?
Come to the Hayden Planetarium in New York City, where I am the director, and just come and enjoy the universe and all the stellar wonder that we offer there. And maybe it'll inspire you to become a scientist
If
in
you
your
were
own
in
right.
Toronto
Yeah.
and there was a comedian that you wanted to see, is there anyone that you could think of that you would really like to see?
Well, it's funny. While I was here, I did see Atom Egoyan, and I love his
Famed
name
comedian.
because it has the word atom in it.
Yes.
I think that's so precious. And parents out there, name your kids after quirks and quarks and Higgs bosons and things of this nature.
Parents out there, name your kids after science-based CBC radio shows.
There we
Quirks
go.
and quarks. And
There we go. But yes, I have been active on Twitter and YouTube and these things, and I did come across one individual who I really,
wonder who
really
would
do
that be.
like.
Who would that be?
And let me just say, Sarah Polley is such a wonderful
Oh, yeah.
Canadian
All right.
artist who I think should cast Chris Sandiford in her next picture.
There it is. There it
this
is.
young man, oh my goodness. I saw him on the subway just twiddling his thumbs. And I can tell right away that this person, I walked right up to him.
Oh, wow.
And he said, "You're Neil deGrasse Tyson," because he could tell.
Yeah.
Because I'm the genuine article.
Right.
And we got to talking, and I thought that he was just delightful. So if he's a Canadian, let Canadian Sarah Polley, elevate him.
Well,
and
okay.
indeed, someone else maybe.
So check out Neil deGrasse Tyson and all the places you can find him online, Netflix, his planetarium or whatever. Check out, I guess, comedian Chris Sandiford around Toronto and on Twitter. And then if you just find yourself walking down the streets of Toronto past Dundas Square, you might run into fake Neil deGrasse Tyson pretending he's elsewhere, presumably using his phone to operate a very transparently fake Twitter account. That's nice.
Yeah, that's.
Not objecting to it, and that's
Not
fine.
objecting to that at all. That was very nice, though well worded.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Everardo and our producer, Stefan, I want to say goodbye. Andy, looking so good. Do you feel like you got a lot out of...
I did, Dad. Thank you very much for this podcast, and thank you.
You're very welcome.
Fake or real Neil deGrasse
You're
Tyson.
very welcome. Come see me down there at the Dundas Cinema. There's a lot coming out.
Oh, he's just fully owning up to who he really
So
is.
you really are the Dundas Square. Okay, sure.
He's
Well, I'm in town now.
Oh,
I'm
I
in
know
town
you.
now. I'm in
You're
town
the guy
now.
like the guy who dresses up as Batman at Dundas Square, but you're the guy who does that for Neil deGrasse Tyson and asks people for tips to take photos with you.
Well, look.
You're a cosplay Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Well, when I'm as one, maybe I'll only speak as one. So not denying it, but also not denying it.
In character.
Andy, do you feel like you're creatively inspired to go and make a movie after all of this?
Well, no, but I do feel better. I'm gonna be honest.
What's your next movie going to be, Andy?
Produced by me.
What's your next movie? Produced by fake Neil deGrasse Tyson. What's it going to be? Tell us. The listeners want to know.
What next movie?
What's the next movie
Yeah.
going to be? Based on
Are
this
you going to make a
conversation.
superhero movie?
Are you going to make a superhero movie? Which one?
I don't know. Superman, probably.
All right, there you have it.
Andy's making the next superhero.
I'm going to make Superman.
The yellow son of the
I
earth.
want to make Superman.
Okay, we played out the string long enough. Thanks for listening. And come back next time for more stories and interviews with people who want to help out my gorgeous son. Oh my goodness, would you look at that? We're on the moon, we're the coolest cats. And the Russians aren't here because they got too busy failing to do what we do. Ooh, those Russians don't know the half of it. We've been good at this forever. The Russians are only good at one thing, sucking my dick.
Okay.
Hey there, put your big red lips around my NASA dick. I'm from NASA and I'm on the moon. And here's a spoon. Put that in your mouth and suck my dick. And did I say spoon? Cause I'm a dick. It's my big ol' wonky donkey runky monkey Neil Armstrongy monkey junky donkey buzz all drinksky pinksky linsky